All right, hello out there in Facebook land and YouTube and Instagram and all of you children out there. What's going on, babies? Y'all know it's me. I told y'all I was going to come to y'all with another commentary and things, and I should have done it a little bit earlier, but I did not. I did put one up on YouTube, so I'm going to be reiterating some of the things I've said there. However, I wanted to make sure we got some of your comments and things going on. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I'm going to let a few of you come on up in here. Let's get some things started and things of that nature. I'm going to wave at y'all. Hey, come on. Hello. And we're going to do all that. So, y'all know I'm here at the donut shop and factory and things and all of that. So this is going to be helping me to wake up and things, because we got these new damn chairs and things. Honey, just don't have no back support or whatever. So, but in any event, this is what's going on in this particular world. Now, I know all of you are not crazy, and you guys are full of the news and things of that nature. You guys are all up and about with the decision on what happened with Dr. Bill Cosby, or William H. Cosby Jr., and all of this that's going on with the Kavanaugh hearings and things of that nature. Now, I'm going to have a similar spin with a lot of people, so some of the sentiments we're going to be echoing. However, at the same time, I'm going to come from another perspective, I hope, and really get you guys to thinking. I want you guys to dialogue with me so that it doesn't become one-sided, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, that there's what it is. So, I see some of y'all are coming up here, darn Camp. Hey, baby, how you doing? Come on up in here. I'm seeing you. Come on. So, yeah. Before I move any further, let me say that I am ecstatically happy and over the rainbow and carrying on, because I am now a grand uncle. Yeah, the grand one, darling, the grand one. My nephew and his lady friend, they've had their first child as of September 28th at 1:33 p.m. They brought a little girl into the world. Her name is Zanai Amina Taylor. So she's the first great grand from my mother and things of that nature. So we are all ecstatic. I'm going to be coming home soon. I just got to sit down and plan when I'm going to do it. I know it's going to be before the end of October, because I've got to come and see my babies. So that there is what's going on. So the family, we're all just up in arms and things. So this is the first great grand, of course, my sister's first grandchild, her mother's first grandchild. And like I said, this is the first great grand for my parents and things. So we're all just moving and grooving, baby, moving and grooving. I'm trying not to get emotional about it, because I think about it, I start crying. But y'all know I'm a crybaby anyway, so it don't matter. So let's get into this, because I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible before everybody start coming up in here interrupting me, because y'all know it's about that time for me to start getting my keys and things. See? Okay. Get the 12 or 13 for me. That's Roy in the kitchen. So, in any event, we want to talk about Mr. Cosby and this sentencing. Now, I have seen a number of things going on. All right. Say hello to Harry. Say hello to Harry. Okay, he's new. That's Roy. Okay, he's up in the kitchen. Like I said, with this whole Bill Cosby thing, I have seen some things. I have seen posts, and I have heard folks, express their adoration for his imprisonment and carrying on. I have heard folks that want to sit down there and get downright, that way about it. And I'm going to tell you something. Me, personally, I don't feel as though they should have put that man in jail. However, I do believe that people are supposed to be accountable for their actions. Hey, what's going on? Good morning to you too, Aaron. I believe that if you can't do the crime or the time, then don't do the crime is what the old adage is, right? However, at the same time, what I'm pissed off about with this particular case is that the only person who was able to imprison him, or the only case that they used to charge him, was the case where this bitch was already paid off. And yes, I'm gonna call them all kind of bitches and carrying on, because at this particular point, I'm more so directing this to the children who were after Mr. Cosby. Now, this is in no way, shape, form, style, or fashion do I believe that he's innocent, because I believe he did it. I don't believe that he raped those children, though. I really need to sit down there, go into a time machine, and be like Andorra and Samantha, honey, sitting in the room, in the air, okay, to click in and pop in to actually see what happened. Because I'm gonna tell you what my feeling is. My feeling is he was a man of power. Did he abuse his power? Yes. Did he coerce those girls? Yes. Did he intimidate those girls? Yes. Did he drug those girls? Not necessarily. He didn't drug them. He offered it. They took it. They still had an option to whether or not they were going to take the drugs or not. It's never been said that he, slipped them a Mickey. He didn't give them no date rape drug or nothing like that. He offered them the Quaaludes or whatever, and they took it. Okay? Not one time did anybody say that they slipped it. Well, Beverly Johnson tried to say that, but she said that she knew it was a pill. Okay? And he had told her that's what it was. Okay? But then I was told that her testimony, they said she was lying anyway to sell her book. But I got to get that in. I got to get proof of that, because after she went on The View and said all those things, we heard nothing else about her after this alleged thing that she had lied. But I'm gonna tell you, I do not believe that he raped those women. I believe he abused his authority. He abused his power. He coerced. He intimidated, and all of those kinds of things. And on top of it, I hold on to that because there was a number of those girls who came back. And that's the part that gets me, that a lot of people keep forgetting about this particular story. A lot of the girls came back. And, all right now, on top of them coming back, they got paid. A lot of them were sitting up there, one girl that I tell this story all the time, because they say she sat up there and said, well, he brought me over to his house, and he was laying on the bed up under the covers with no clothes on, and he asked me to come and sit next to him, and I did, and he took my hand, and he put my hand on him, and he made my hand go up and down. Bitch, you gave him a hand job. Okay? When it was all said and done, he got up, gave you some money, and put you in a cab. He gave you some money for you and your grandmother, put you in a cab, and sent you home. And then you came back 2 or 3 days later. That's not rape. Okay? That ain't rape. The one case that they were able to use to get him arrested and to get all of this going and carrying on was the case with the woman who had been paid off. You had already went to court. Whatever came about of it, whether he was innocent or guilty, whatever, he paid you off. That was supposed to be the end of it. But the people, the powers that be, the children who were wanting to just desecrate his legacy and to just put him out there to pasture like that, those are the people who sit down there and got him or got her to go forth and to bring this case about, because she was the only one whose statute of limitations didn't run out. But you already went to court. See? Now how they got around that, so it wasn't double jeopardy, was they went to a different style of court. Okay? And they put all this in. So I'm not going to rehash the whole case or whatever. What I am going to say is this. They neutralized him. Okay? With all of his good. See, the sad thing is this, because traditional beliefs teach us, let not your good be ill spoken of. You understand? This particular thing here has put him in such a bad light to where it has just desecrated his entire legacy. Everything that he has done for the strengthening of the black community, all that he's done to make sure that young black boys and black girls understand what it was to go to college, to understand education, all the money that he's given to HBCUs to make sure that they thrive. He has been philanthropic with his organization, because y'all know he's an Omega Psi Phi. Okay, he's been philanthropic with that. All of that he has done, all of his television shows, the black folks that he had working, the inclusion that he had in his casting and carrying on, to where he was trying to and make a better life and inclusion for people of color, not just black folks, because he did with the Hispanic children and a lot of Jewish and carrying on. He made sure that he was one about inclusion. He made sure that African culture was included in the Cosby Show. Everything that he did, made sure that he highlighted African artists, black this, that. He made sure that you were engaged in the culture. But all of that means nothing, because now they see him as this dirty old man. And they talk about now he's some violent sexual predator. Violent how? That's the problem that I'm having with that. Nowhere in here did he coerce. I mean, did he forcibly do anything with these children? You understand? He did not force himself on these folks. Like I say, he coerced, he intimidated. Yes. Okay? Yes. If those were the words that were being used throughout this entire thing, honey, y'all wouldn't have a peep out of me outside of saying, oh yeah, he did it. Because that's what I believe he did. Like a lot of men in his particular stature. You understand? Now, here's where it becomes double jeopardy or double standards and carrying on. Because now it has been said that Hollywood known that about Bill all the time. Oh, well, we know this is what Bill does. Bill himself said he was a womanizer. We already knew that he was cheating on his wife and carrying on and this, that, and the third. We knew that. He's an Omega Psi Phi, honey. That fraternity is known for being dogs and carrying on sexually and things of that nature. So that there is public record. Okay? At the same time, we have Harvey Weinstein. We have all these other people who have been accused of the same thing. That my nose is itching. Okay, somebody coming. You know that's what they say. Your nose itching, somebody coming over. We have all these other people who have been accused of the same things. And why is it that they saw fit to make sure that Bill went to jail? That Bill's cases were the ones that are talked about harshly. You know what I'm saying? They took this man and drug him through the mud. As far as Harvey Weinstein is concerned, the only somebody that's been dragging him through the mud, and they ought to, has been Rose McGowan. Because she, ever since it happened to her, she has been the one who has been the most vocal when they did not believe her. Her career suffered and carried on. Rose McGowan has been the only somebody who stood up and been crying that man's name from the beginning of her encounter. You see what I'm saying? So with that, do I believe her? Yes. Okay. All these other women and carrying on with as far as Bill Cosby is concerned, do I believe them? I have no choice but to take them at their word for it because I wasn't there. But to use the word rape, and isn't it ironic that everybody who has been in his presence or whatever, most of these women were actresses or somebody in the business. They have not been everyday local girls. You know what I'm saying? The round-the-way girls and carrying on and this, that, and the other. So I'm not buying all that. Hold on, let me go up in here. Okay, I'm going to officially say hello to everybody. Okay, we got Clarence and Donald and Darn and Lucius. Lucius, hey, baby, how you doing? Derek, you know, came up in here. Let's see, Hitachi. Aaron, okay, good morning to you. Miss Melba Moore, hey, baby, how you doing? Keem, you up in here? Hey. Christopher, hey, what's going on with you? I haven't seen you in a minute. Aaron, you say what? You're 100% right. A black man could not have had sex with so many white women without one being rich and one a white man, Hugh, and the whole house that the Playboy Mansion was. Now let me tell you, so okay, then you see, you want to go there. Let me tell you something about that damn Playboy Mansion and carrying on. I've never been there. I've only heard about it. But of course we know the magazine, because the Playboy magazine was the incarnation of what the mansion was. The magazine was to titillate and to get you going and things, because the mansion was to provide everything. You're talking about a time and an era where what was going on at the time, honey, Quaaludes and stuff was the drug of choice. That there was the downer, that there was the relaxer, that was to make you mellow, that was to do, you know. And you talking about the 70s. The 70s, honey, was free love, sex, rock and roll, honey. So at that particular time, where debauchery was ruling and things, child, listen, those were the times. So a lot of those children who wanted to give all this credence and shit to those cases 40 and 50 years old and this, that, and the other, honey, listen. Bill was a black man whose power was very limited at the time. You cannot tell me that a black man who was coming up and about in the comedy world and on television, if he had raped a white woman at that time, we would not know Bill Cosby the way that we know him now. You understand? To use that word, no. I'm not buying it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. And now you have this man in jail. Okay? You have this man in jail. Now what? Okay? You've neutralized him. He had too much power. Too much power. That black man wanted to buy NBC, National Broadcasting Corporation. I think that's what it stands for. Okay? He wanted to buy NBC. Now, when he was on the air with the Cosby Show and A Different World was on, and he was ruling NBC for those ratings. At the time, all of his commercials and stuff was running. He had all kinds of endorsements and shit. He was running that. He had the coin to buy it. Okay? They declined it and carrying on and this, that, and the third. That's Gita. Give me number 5. So, we had that to contend with, right? Now, it was said that he was in the process, you check. He was in the process of making a second bid for NBC because he was developing new programming. Okay, he was developing new programs and all of that, and that was coming to fruition. However, right when all that was going on was when all of this shit about him raping these women or whatever came into being. Okay, and so of course now we got to neutralize him because he had too much power. Okay, whatever that was that's her right here. Whatever that was, they had to neutralize him. You understand? And they had to make him some kind of mockery or something so that it wouldn't happen again. You understand? So now, where do we go from here as a people? Where do we go from here to protect the legacies of everybody else who's coming behind him? Because they're trying to go for Morgan Freeman, Russell Simmons, R. Kelly, but we know R. Kelly, honey, that R. Kelly, you know, he's claiming he's innocent or whatever. However, you know, yeah, what are we going to do, children? Okay, what are we going to do? Why did she do that? I didn't give it to her like this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to sit down here and be cute. We have got to understand where do we move, how do we move forward from here? Okay? How? Because what we have here is a mismanagement of folks wanting to come and destroy the power base of those who have the power. Okay? At this particular stage of the game, the whole idea of double standards is real high because I hate throwing the color card up in here. However, Let's look at our white counterparts, child. And I'm going to go here because I said this in the YouTube video. Because what happened to, what's his name? Stephen, I can't call his last name, but the guy from Seventh Heaven. Okay. When he was, and it was proven, he actually admitted that he was having sex with kids. And by kids, I'm hoping that they were teenagers, because I don't think they were small children. But they were underage. Let's just say they were underage. I'm going to leave it there because I don't know exactly what age range they were. However, you own a program called Seventh Heaven, honey. Seventh Heaven was about Christian value. Wait, the irony of that. The irony of that. You own a program where it's all about Christian values and carrying on, and your ass is sitting there fucking the kids. Huh? What? The problem I'm having with that is, when all that came out, they never pulled Seventh Heaven from TV. He was still able to go on reruns, which means he was still able to get his residual checks and carrying on. He had a little backlash, but then it died down. You didn't hear nothing about it. He went and he redeemed himself with Jesus. Okay? And after his little redemption song or whatever, child, hey, it became nothing. You understand? If we're going to go there, we have not went to the Catholic Church and really got them to atone for all of this madness they done put all them kids through. You understand? Okay? We have not done that. Okay? We have not gone after, and I'm going to say this because y'all want to talk about age. Bill Cosby being 81 years old, that happened a long time ago. Blase yakety. Y'all still have not put up no amount of thunder. Same thunder that y'all put up about Bill Cosby. How come y'all ain't gonna get this heifer who lied about Emmett Till? No one. That fury that you have for Bill is not being shared to go get Miss Thing. Okay? Because she was responsible for the death of Emmett Till. She was responsible for that race riot. Where's all of the outrage for that? Huh? Where's all of that? Okay? Why is it that that this has become some kind of pacifying kind of thing? Do we all of a sudden forgive and forget or whatever? That's interesting. Let me go back to the lines. Stephanie Williams, you came up in here. Good morning to you too, my love. Okay. Aaron, you say, well, I'm not buying it, never. Okay, you're not buying it, you never did. Okay, you say, well, again, R. Kelly should have been in jail years ago. He's a child molester. I give you that. I give you that all damn day. I give you that. And everybody see, and here we go. See, 20 years ago, we were talking about that. He had a little mishap or whatever. He came and did the forgive me. Oh my God, forgive me. Everybody bought back into him. His records and stuff still sold. I don't particularly care for his singing, but he's a damn good producer and things. And so that's that. There is that. Okay, without him, my girl Selena Johnson would not have been on the map because he produced her. You see? So what do we do? You know what I'm saying? How do we make this right? Where is the power structure in this that says we need to hold these folks accountable and yet be fair and yet still make sure that the information is going out, going forth, folks are accountable, folks are atoning, and that those who have been sexually abused or mistreated or assaulted or whatever, that their voices are being heard without it having to come with conditions or without it having to be a second guest. You see what I'm saying? Because let's go here. I'm gonna go here because I know when somebody comes to listen to this, they're going to think that I'm saying that they wanted to blame these women and things. I'm not going to blame them completely. And I say it like this because there was still a choice in the matter in a lot of those cases. You could have easily got your ass up and walked out because you were not there by force. You were not there against your will. You were not there at gunpoint. Okay? You could have easily declined the offer and left. But what happened, as I said, I believe this is the casting couch gone wrong because you thought if I did this, then I'm going to get ahead of the game. I'm going to be put on the Cosby Show somewhere. I'm going to be utilized for my acting talents or whatever talents I have because I'm in this particular situation. You see what I'm saying? There were moments where this could have been done a second way, and a lot of the children are saying, well, you know, those who've been violated sexually, they don't come forth immediately. I get that. I understand that. Okay, but at the same time, I do know. You got one person that you talk to, your best Judy girlfriend, or somewhere in here. Somebody else knows. You understand? And not one time have you said that, oh, I got this and I got that. And I'm going to swing this into Miss Floyd, Dr. Floyd, is that her name? With the Kavanaugh case. And she said up there, she told them children, honey, she said, I done been to my therapist. This has come up back in 2012 and this, that, and the other, to where it's been documented. I never said his name until I went to my therapist in 2012. This is long before this man ever became trying to run for this shit and carrying on. You see what I'm saying? So she has documentation to say, this is what I've been dealing with. When she sat up there and said in the records, my husband and I got into an argument and a big disagreement because I needed to have 2 front doors on my home. And they stood up there saying that doesn't make sense. And she's saying that this is how this traumatized me. You see what I'm saying? So there's evidence there that this is something that she's been talking about for a long period of time. And if they go ahead on to do the FBI investigation, they will find that out. Okay? Because they got to go and uncover all this. But again, going back to Bill, see how this is intertwining and the double standard and all of this? With Bill, I'm still pissed that the only case that you used to sit up here to convict this man is a case that was already paid off on. Y'all done already went to court on that. She done already got her $30 million to carry it on. And this was the only way, the only somebody whose case was going to, and then you didn't have evidence. They never had evidence. They just had testimonials. No hard evidence. Nothing. And this man is in jail. Huh? He is in jail. So the powers that be that wanted to neutralize his power base, yeah, you did. You got it. You won this round. Now the question is, how do we regroup? Who else got that kind of power? Or if we come together collectively to have the power. Y'all know I'm real big on wanting to rebuild Black Wall Street. Okay? I really believe that a lot of the children that got the coin can sit down there. You can build these little businesses in a section. I look forward to seeing Black Wall Street or Black Bottom or what, you know, Frotown or whatever we're gonna call the shit, to where there's an area of town to where you know that's all black businesses. Like you got little Chinatown. I know in Detroit we got a Chinatown, we got a Mexican village and carrying on, to where in this particular section of town, all the businesses and everything cater to the children who it is, who live in that particular section. Or what? Listen, we need to have that kind of section for us. Hey now, wake up. Wake up, smell the coffee. Oh, goodness. Yes. Okay, wait a minute, honey. I got to go back. I'm seeing y'all coming. Barbara G, I knew you was coming up in here, girl. I knew you was going to be up. Hold on. What's up? Oh, okay. So, yeah, we don't have the thing anymore. We got to get up and move around. So, let me see. Barbara, you done came up in here. Aaron, you said, what? You are right. The casting couch going wrong. I was sexually molested. I did not go looking to get molested. I was taken there. Okay? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something, too. I've been molested myself, sexually assaulted and things. I was sexually molested as a child by my babysitter. as an adult and carrying on because I'm a gay man, folks think that we just gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Or we look forward to it, or because and oftentimes some of the assaults or whatever we don't talk about because we pass it off, we brush it off, or we feel that we may have handled it. You could tell somebody, no, I'm not interested or whatever. You better not touch my ass like that. No matter who the fuck you think we could get the neck rolling and carrying on, and we've handled it. And oftentimes we don't think that those little things matter or don't have an effect on us in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And those are some of the, I won't call them smaller, but those kind of accounts we would discount by not seeing them the same as somebody who may have gone and had a sexual encounter that they would have rather not had. You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah, and been coerced into it, or, it's out of obligation. That's what I like, the obligation sex. Well, if I go ahead on and do it, he won't mind, or I can just go on and get this over with. We've all been in those kind of situations. And most of the time, you may not think that was sexual assault or whatever, but if you look back on it, look at what the instances were that you were in that situation. I'm gonna say got yourself into it. I'm gonna say that you were in that situation, and then sometimes you may have gotten yourself in that, thinking that you was gonna play a game that you thought you was going to win, and then the tables end up turning, and then you end up it's either put up or shut up, or this was the lesser of the two evils, so I don't get hurt in the process. You see what I'm saying? So we have a number of these things that are going on, and where do we go from here becomes the question. Okay, now that Bill is in jail, and a lot of y'all, there's a lot of people that's pissed that he didn't get all the time. He only got 3 to 10 years. Why he couldn't get the max, and why this and why that, honey? Why at this particular point would it matter? He's 81 years old. Y'all wait till this man is on death's door. He blind and carrying on, and you want to put him in jail now and want to throw the book at him. Okay, all right, I get it. I do get it. I'm not saying I don't get it, but I want to know, what purpose does that serve at this point? Okay, because all this show was y'all were trying to stick it to the man. You couldn't get OJ the way you wanted to. And yeah, I went there. Because it seems as though, and I'm telling you, it just seems as though when we have people who have been, and I had somebody say this to me earlier, that when the dominant culture or the dominant society or those who are in power have helped build you, and you become more powerful than they had anticipated, then they take and want to make sure they destroy you so that you don't get an opportunity to utilize that newly acclaimed power, or utilize it in the way that's going to destroy them. You see what I'm saying? So now, at this particular point, what is it? Y'all have not talked to Matt Lauer yet from NBC, from the Today Show. Ain't nobody heard from Matt Lauer and carrying on. He had all them sexual allegations up against him, and he's sitting up there saying he apologized and carried on. Wait a minute. What about Kevin Spacey? Yes, the gay actor Kevin. I love Kevin Spacey. But hell, when the boys sat up there and said that, oh, Me Too, they became part of the Me Too movement because the boys sat up there and said, oh, he touched me, and heard shit about him. But y'all wanted to make a point to make sure that Bill gets all of that hate, get all that heat. Now, on top of it, now see, I'm talking about my culture because this is the LGBT culture. I just knew Kevin was going to get raked across the coals because now we talking about a man putting his hand on boys. I just knew that was going to just fly. Ain't heard shit. But I'm going to tell you what we did here. Y'all sit up there and criticize Terry Crews as a black man who said he got groped by was it Weinstein? It wasn't Weinstein, whatever the dude is that groped him. Y'all want to call him all kinds of punks and carrying on because he should have kicked the boy's ass or whatever. But he said he went public, and now he got ridiculed for it. That's the noise that we heard. See, that ain't cute. Ain't cute. And I'm going to go here. Let me go here. Because wasn't there a female who was one of the big loudmouths of the Me Too movement? I won't call her loudmouth. What I said, she was a grand supporter. That's what I mean to say. I don't want y'all to think I'm trying to discount her involvement. She was one of the biggest supporters of the Me Too movement. And wasn't it said that she came out and had sexual allegations up against her? And now the Me Too movement is and carrying on and saying, oh, don't let that affect the movement and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, bitch, rake her ass across the damn coals like y'all trying to do everybody else. Rake her ass across the fucking coals. Because, no, you're not going to give no double standard and say, oh, Bill this, Bill that, oh, Harvey Weinstein, oh, Kevin Spacey, Morgan Freeman, Russell Simmons, and all the other names that we done added on to this little pot. And then this bitch come along, and then y'all want to say, oh, be quiet. Hold on.
From 1902. Express checkouts all clear this time. You got the burger pre-order beginning with on 912 and 408. That's 912 and 408.
Copy that. Yeah, y'all told y'all I'm at the donut factory cheering. So, yeah. So, that's what I am with this. Wait a minute, I gotta get some libation because I've been running my mouth and I'm a little parched. But, hold on. Oh. No, it's just regular tea, honey. Just regular tea. It ain't the long. I'm at work. I can't do what I want to do. Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay, so that's why I am with all of this. We're not going to have double standards and carrying on, and then y'all want to sit down there and make an example. See, y'all want to make an example out of Bill. And the question becomes, why? Then, where women, let me ask y'all this, because I have yet to hear anybody rally around Camille yet. Y'all did in the beginning, and it was cute, you know. But hell, y'all damn near made her a victim just like everybody else. It was like, well, shit, she must have known about it, and you know, it couldn't have been. All these years, she had to know something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to understand all of this. Let me go back to the lines, y'all, because y'all talking, honey, y'all talking. Barbara, you say what? People are too lazy to do their own research and just blindly believe the media, and the media is being used to destroy this man. I'm so hurt he's in jail. I'm hurt he's in jail too, because of the blatancy of them going after him to destroy and neutralize his power. You know what I'm saying? Because see, now when you look at reruns of all of his shows or whatever, because Aspire still runs, like the very first Cosby show, the very first one in the 60s and 70s, they were running that, you know. And then to get into some of the stuff, they would run an I Spy too. To get into his stuff. Now this generation, those of us who didn't know him when he was old, you know, and stuff, who don't know him like we do. When he was Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, when he was I Spying, when he was in all the movies, Let's Do It Again, and Uptown Saturday Night, you know, we knew him then, you know, and carrying on when he was making the impact and things, because he and Sidney Poitier changed the trajectory of blacks in the movies. Remember that? Because they were coming out of the blaxploitation era, and he and Sidney did wonders with trying to give better roles so we could be seen in better light and this, that, and the other. Better scripts and things so that we have more to choose from. You know? See, all of that sits up there and it becomes detrimental, because now we don't have that to pull from anymore. Or we do. I don't say we don't have it to pull from. We still have it. But what has happened is it has tarnished the look of it. Because now folks will sit down there and look and say, you know what? he ain't nothing but a rapist, or he ain't nothing but this, or he ain't nothing but that, and carried on. When the folks were sitting up there, when he was trying to work, and the folks would still go out and picket at the show that you're a rapist, child. Okay, all of that. It was uncalled for. Completely and truly uncalled for. You know, but I'm not going to, you know, I won't get on them too badly because everybody got the right to a peaceful protest. And so they felt that they had to do that because they were sticking up for the children. You know, they wanted to make sure that, you know, they wanted the folks to know that, okay, this kind of behavior will not be tolerated, and et cetera, et cetera. So now here we go with double standards again. Y'all ain't picketing the fucking White House. Okay, y'all not picketing that. Okay. And y'all didn't, even at the time when it was said by Mr. President, and here's I'm a footnote this because we keep jumping on where he said he liked to grab women by the pussy and this, that, and other. He said that like 12 years prior to him running for the election. And when it came up, I felt that it was unfair to sit down there and to criticize that the way that it did because of the context that they were trying to use it in. The context was wrong. You're trying to, and everybody, every time we say that, or it's being said as if he said that right now, okay? And he said that in modern times. However, what I will say is this. What it does speak to is his character. Because ever since he has said that, his character had been in alignment with that particular statement. How he said about women, how he said there and dog Rosie O'Donnell and carrying on and call her all kinds of different kinds of names and shit. How he went after Joy Behar and them on The View. How he go after Elizabeth Warren and things. His character has been consistent with someone who would say something like that. So we're not sitting out there, we don't blast his character, we keep going back to that one statement. But instead of attacking his character, you know, and saying, no, you're not fit for this particular office. But at the same time, he has sexual allegations that came up against him. Stormy Daniel, honey, this whole Stormy Daniel things and him, honey, ain't nobody picked at the White House and said, you need to leave because you've been sleeping with porn stars. Ain't nobody picked at that. Where y'all at, children? Huh? You paid her off and gave her a gag clause, honey. But she said, I'll give you the money back because fuck that. I'm not keeping quiet. They said, no, you do, and this, that, and the other. And they still, hell, she done spilled the beans. She done wrote a book. She finna get paid even more money. And you still ain't did nothing. And there's no hoopla about that. Ain't nobody picked in the White House. Ain't nobody been down to Martha's Vineyard when he on vacation. Ain't nobody did none of that. But y'all want to make an example out of Bill. Okay. Okay. What do we do? How do we move forward from this? How do we keep other people who have money and power and prestige from falling into these traps? How do we teach folks how not to abuse their power? I guess that's the best question. That's the better question. How do we teach folks not to abuse their power so that they find themselves in these kinds of predicaments? Because is it a human thing to do? Huh? Is it only human that we abuse our power like that? And then, you know, you have the ebb and tides of being human, you know, to learn from your mistakes and all this old bullshit. Or do we find ourselves saying, oh, this is just part of the business? You know, it's just like being in entertainment. You know, oh, the paparazzi, you have to take that because it's just part of the business. That goes with the territory. No. Does it go with the territory because it goes with the territory, or have we allowed that to be the territory? Because I don't like nobody sitting up here snooping through my trash or having to stake out my house because it's public knowledge. Oh, this is public domain, and because this is new, you want to have the press all outside of my damn house, giving everybody my fucking address and shit. Okay? Oh, well, that's public knowledge, so the public has the right to know. You don't have the right to know shit. Okay, not the right to know it, huh? You may want to know it, and because it's public knowledge, you have access to know it. You don't have a right to know it. How about that? So talk to me, children. Talk to me. Okay? You can't teach grown folks that when others cover up for them. Raymond? I can't fuck with that, because that's gospel right there. That's gospel, because then this goes into the being loyal to folks and being down and all that kind of stuff. And yet, hell, one of the things that we know about business is that, hell, people who are very successful in business, they have a strong underhand somewhere. There's a dark side of that business world that a lot of folks, you deal and jazz with or whatever, that has become acceptable business practices in order to get ahead. That cutthroat shit that I really don't like, which is why one of the reasons I know why I'm not as far as I could be, because I don't like being in the idea of being cutthroat. I like being competitive, but I don't like being cutthroat to where I got to alienate you and disintegrate you in order for me to get ahead. I've never believed that. Okay, I've always believed I do my best. I got a stunner 200 that'll sit down there and make you say, "Oh, bitch, I wasn't ready for that." But not to sit down there and to just disintegrate you to where I'm here to just take you out completely, out the box. And I don't think that's right. So that there be that, children. That there be that. So what we gonna do? Huh? Ladies, what are you gonna do to protect the men in your life? Okay? What are you gonna do to protect their interests? How are you going to raise your children to where this part of the world, honey, is something that we all have to come to? Okay? Y'all know I always go to this episode of Sanford and Son when I talk about what it is to have, when you got money and everybody expect you to be the one to give it. I go to the episode of Sanford and Son when Fred won the lottery. And it was only $600, but it's $600 in 1975, honey, was some coin. Okay, it's like saying $600 then is like saying $2,500 or something now, maybe $5,000. As far as the value of it was concerned. And when Fred got it, Lamont wanted to talk to him about, what you gonna do with all that money? You don't need to. You just selfish. You just this and you just that. You need to help somebody with that money. Why do I need to help somebody with my money? It's mine. I want it fair and square. Why do I have to be the one to come out of pocket to help somebody? You see what I'm saying? And so he go through, and of course everybody coming over, they need 200. This one need 200. And dwindles down to where he basically had nothing, little or nothing. Okay, so in saying all that, why is it that we have not taught our people to where when you get money, that you have to learn how to be responsible with, so won't nobody talk you out of it, so that you're in a position to where if you want to help, it's coming from the heart and not out of obligation. If you want to be of assistance, that you're helping them because it's the right thing to do, and you're not sitting up there using your power of authority to try to coerce them and bamboozle them into finagling them into doing something out of their character and out of their practice, dangling a carrot in front of them, knowing that they're going to bite because you're trying to get them to do something that is rather uncomfortable or whatever. How do we move forward from that? Huh? Because if we're going to use Bill Cosby as the greatest example, because we couldn't use OJ. OJ became the example of a black man who paid off, who got good money and good lawyers and ended up getting out of a case. And nobody sat up there looked at the fact that, honey, I'm going back to that glove. And I really believe that if it wasn't, I still don't think he did it. I think either his best friend or his son did it, and he took the fall for his boy. See what I'm saying? He took that fall, or didn't want to take the fall, or whatever the case is, because he ended up, now what he went to jail for was on his own shit, being stupid. That's what he went to jail for, but he got out of that case. And so that case showed us what money can do. Okay, when you got the right amount of resources or whatever, they're going to sit down there, they're going to pluck it, and they're going to get to the root of it, and they're going to find a way to get, and that's what they did. Johnny Cochran did that. So we saw what money can do. Okay, now how do we sit down there to protect our interests so that it doesn't get us into these particular areas that says, oh, I need to neutralize you, destroy your empire, your dynasty, your legacy? How do we get there? What do we need to do that? What are the lessons that need to be taught? I'm going to leave that in y'all to think about for a minute, because, hey, that's where we are. So on that particular note, darling, that's going to be my commentary today. If y'all want to continue this conversation, please put the comments down up in there. Please follow me. Go to my website at dishingtea.com. We're about to redo the website, so y'all go. And this one here is cute, but it's a little much. Okay, but we're finna get to redo and upgrade the website. So you have until October 31st to get into this one, because after that, the new one will be revealed soon. And bigger and better club work all over the country, honey. That's the Diana Ross quote. I love that. So we're finna get ready to upgrade that and things of that nature. Go to everywhere I am, honey. Follow me everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Follow me, because I would like to see what's going on. And we'll go from there. Wait a minute. Before we go, Raymond, you say, well, personally, I'm not giving anybody shit. I have a sister who only thinks of herself, and she had the nerve to say, if you win the lottery, if you won the lottery, you wouldn't give me half. I said no. Okay, exactly for what? It's mine. Why do you feel as though I got to give it to you? Or why do you feel as though I'm supposed to give it to you? What the fuck have you done to earn it? You know what I'm saying? Child, okay. See, you're going to get me on a tangent. Let me finish this out. And we're going to get back with y'all again soon, honey. Share this with everybody. And we will go for the how do you know came in, how y'all finna close out, damn it. I'm closing out. So, but go back and listen to all of this and carry it on, because, see, I really want y'all to really get into that. What are we going to do to move forward is my question. How do we build up? Do we need thicker skin? Do we need better what? What do we need to have in place to where we can stop the next thing from happening to someone like a Bill Cosby? They tried to do it with Reverend Jackson. Remember when he had the baby out of wedlock and all of that? They were trying to come for him when he was running for president and carrying on. They were trying to go listen, what do we need to do to put in place that's going to stop us from having these kind of catastrophes? Because Bill has become the example of, okay, we're going to get you, we're going to get you, we're going to get you. You know what I'm saying? So now what do we do? Because is this something that we have to be concerned with every time we want to sit down there and have something of our own, to have a piece of power or anything like that? Is that what we're going to do? Very interesting. So on that note, honey, please hurry and come back. I have so much to say. Ha ha, Barbara G. I'm coming back soon, baby. I promise. Okay? So share this with other people. And let's go from there, honey. Okay? So with all of that, honey, finish all of your crumpets, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea with Big Meach right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and Twitter. Ha! Okay? On that particular note, I will talk to you guys later, honey. Ciao.